Hey guys, what's up? It's Naomi the Crafty Savage here, and I'm back for this week's whipping chat. If you're new to diamond painting, whip stands for work in progress, not we're gonna whip somebody. We are crafting here, people. Crafting. Get your dirty minds out the gutter. Okay, so with that said, how are you guys doing? See? My mama's manners, I'm starting to remember, right? Yes. Okay, so but quickly before I get started, I'm just going to go over what I will be using. If there's anything, that catches your eye, I will have it linked down in the description box down below for you to go check out. So I'll be using this pen that I got on Amazon. Really cute, isn't it? It's got the beach. It's got the beach. It's got shells in it. It's not the beach. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'll be using my Munimade tray. All of my cover minders come from Oh Snap Crafters Cafe over on Etsy. We got the duck that says, what does he say? Peace was never an option. We have our little gnome. And we have, Blanche Devereaux saying, eat dirt and die trash. Okay. Is that everything? I feel, oh, let me tell you what I'm working on. I mean, you guys probably already know. As you can see, I got the floaty potatoes, like his little nose and his little eye. Oh, I just love floaty potatoes. But I am working on Manatee by Joy Eaton from Uniquely Yours Down Under. So I'm about here. I think I'm working over here. Basically what I'm trying to do is that row, if it's got the floaty potato in it, the floaty potato is my sweet spot. It's the last part I do because then I get excited for it. But anywho, yes. Okay, so where were we? Let's see. Also, I did want to share that I am an affiliate with Treasure Studios Arts. If you use the code Naomi15, that's NAOMI15, you will save yourself 15% off of any purchase over $40 or more. I mean, who doesn't like saving money? I do make a small little commission off of that. Just throwing it out there. Okay. So let's get into last week, shall we? First, let me find a color. Why is this? I tell you, what am I doing? I'm losing my marbles, people. There we go. Now it's laying flat. For some reason, it was all funky, and I'm like, what the good gravy is going on here? All right, we're going to find, let's see, what has a lot? That funky little E. I've been calling this the funky E. I don't know why. You guys name your symbols? Yeah. Sometimes I'm I look at it. Not all symbols, and I could have the same symbol and not always name it the next painting, but I think it's just, what's around it. Okay. So let's see. Where did we leave off? So last Thursday, I had work, and work has been, interesting to say the least. My boss decided that he was going to buy another truck. I don't know if I mentioned it in last week's whip-in chat where he bought a truck. Yeah, so he bought 2 trucks within 2 weeks. Oh my gosh, he thinks, there's nothing to it. And I'm because, he goes in there, he gets the truck, and then he sends me the information. And I'm oh, if you only knew. I have to send a whole bunch of stuff over to the accountant. I have to email the insurance company, Oh my gosh. Then I have to go into the Sun Pass, which is the pays for your toll, that's what they call it in Florida. In Pennsylvania, I know they call it Easy Pass. I don't know of, if other states have it, but those are the two that I know of. So then I have to go to like SunPass, and the reason he bought this second truck was because the truck that the one guy was driving, we had gotten it from the one company, the one drywall company up in Pennsylvania. And instead of just switching the Pennsylvania tag to a Florida tag, my boss is like, yep, we're going to go and just buy a whole new truck. I was so over it, because I was like, there's so much more to it. There's so much more to it. Like, I'm still waiting from the accountant to get the general journal entry, to enter it. So I have to remember that I have to subtract what he took out of the bank for the down payment, because I can't put that into QuickBooks yet until I get this general journal entry from the accountant. Yeah. It is nuts. And then, so later on Thursday night, was it Thursday? Or was it Wednesday last week? I don't know. I think it was Thursday. It might have been Wednesday. So if I already talked about this, I apologize. My oldest son, he came over because he needed a copy of his Social Security card, because he is now working for Orkin, the bug company. And I just kind of like laughed at that, because when he was younger, like, oh, he did not like bugs. He did not like getting his hands dirty. Like, and he's still kind of like that way to this day. So, I mean, the one time, and I laughed, and I had to stop myself from laughing, and yell at my other two children. My daughter, she's the oldest. And then there's my son, Seamus, and my son, Jerry. Well, Adriana, that's my daughter, and Jeremiah, I don't know. Jerry must have been like, I don't know, maybe 5 or 6. So Seamus had to be, no, Seamus was still, I don't know. They were little. Maybe Jeremiah was 4 and Seamus was 6. Yeah. But Adriana and Jeremiah, they were like playing in the dirt, and Seamus was riding his like big wheel or something like that in the backyard. And I apologize. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. There was an ambulance going by, and I've realized with my headphones in, like, you can hear I noticed last week I could hear the thunder, from outside, and I was like, But there was an ambulance going by. So what was I saying? Oh, so Adriana and Jeremiah, they were playing in the dirt, and Seamus was riding his, like, I think it was like a big wheel or something. And Adriana and Jerry, they found a worm. I guess they found a couple worms, because they started chasing Seamus with the worms around the yard. And I mean, Seamus just like, he freaked and like started screaming and crying and running away from them. And yeah. So the fact that he now works for Orkin and, goes and kills bugs, like, I just find it funny, but it is what it is. I'm proud of him. And then let's see, on Friday, obviously, went to work. Yeehaw! Right? Somebody's got to pay the bills. I went to the bank, and then I went to Walmart, and so when I was at Walmart, like, I don't even know how I got in this aisle. I know how, because I was looking for bug spray, and we'll get to that. I found myself like in this one aisle, and they had these like different like filter pitcher things, and I've been thinking like I wanted to start drinking more water. And like the reason I want to get, because one, bottled water, that can get expensive, and then you got all the plastic and all that. And where I live close to the ocean, and we have what's called red tide. And I don't know, I don't trust them, all right? Let's just say I don't trust them, that, you know what I mean, it's not in the drinking water. Now that I think about that, I'm like, you a-hole, you give Roscoe tap water, so it's okay for him to drink it? Okay, so that just kind of answered my question. I need to get a water filter. And then also, like, I'm gonna let you in on a secret, guys. Another reason why I don't drink water, besides one, it makes you pee a lot, is I don't know if you guys are aware, but fish have sex in water. I ain't drinking that nasty stuff. Nope, nope, no, no. Yeah, so I definitely need to get a water filter. So yeah, I don't know if you guys, you know, have a water filter, you could recommend one. Like, if you could put that in the comment section, I would greatly appreciate that, because that is now on my I must get it. But yeah, no, I sat there and I thought about it, and I was like, yeah, when was the last time you drank water? And I'm like, it's been a while, guys. It has been a while. Like I said, me and water, we're not friends. So I think, you know, if I do start drinking it, I'm going to have to get some type of drops or some type of flavoring, because I mean, I give people credit that can just drink plain water, but like, no, I'm not that girl. Like, I need some type of flavor. So yeah, that's on my to-do list. And then I spoke with my sister-in-law. I loves her. And I talked, it was like the cutest thing. Oh my gosh. So as I was talking to my sister-in-law, I guess she like had me on speaker, and my Chicky Nuggy, and you know, if you're new to the channel, Chicky Nuggy is my niece. She is a year old. I just think, you know, she's the freaking cutest thing in the world. But anyway, so I'm talking to my sister-in-law, and there's Chicky Nuggy. Like, I can hear her in the background, and I'm like, Aunt Nay's coming to play with you. Are you so excited? And it was like, every time I would ask her a question, like, I call it talking. It was more like babbling. Like, she knows words, but she's not like speaking full sentences or anything like that. You know what I mean? Like, the girl just turned 1, all right? But but it was like, I would ask her something and she'd just babble right after I got done, and then I'd ask her something else. So yeah, I am so excited. I am so excited to go up to Pennsylvania, you know, and go see my friends, go see my family, go hang out and meet my Chicky Nuggy, because I have yet to meet her. So yeah, oh my gosh, I'm over the moon. And speaking of that, I was thinking of something, and I'm not quite sure how maybe to go about it. And I figured, you know, who else not to ask than, you know, crafty peoples, right? So I don't know if I told you guys, but one of the reasons I'm going up to Pennsylvania is my demon seed. Demon seed is my brother. That's what I've called him. I have called him demon seed for, oh my gosh, probably over 20-25 years now. Like, it's been a long time. Like, he's even under my phone as demon seed. I have gotten my mom to call him demon seed. Like, he's just demon seed. He answers to demon seed. He's just demon seed. So my demon seed is turning 40. And I got him this one present that, like, I know he'll like. But then I came across, you know, on one of my memories today, it was a picture of me and him, and I had to be maybe 5 and he was 4, and it was like we were hugging each other and he was kissing me. You know, I'm pretty sure my mom probably like bribed us to get that picture. Like she probably said she was gonna like take us to McDonald's or the beach or buy us a toy or candy or something, you know, if she could take this picture. Because I mean, I'm not saying we didn't play together when we were younger, like we did, but you know, it's brother sister, you know, rivalry. Yeah. So I'm almost positive there was some type of bribery for that picture. But anywho, I'm getting off the topic. But I was sitting there thinking today, and I was like, you know, wouldn't it be cool, like, if I came up with, like, I don't know, like 40 reasons why I don't want to do best brother, because I have other brothers, you know, and they're probably going to be at his party, and I don't want to make them, you know. So I was thinking about doing like 40 reasons why you're the best brother, but then I was like, yeah, I can't do that. So I don't know. I want to do something that incorporates 40. Like I don't know. And then I was like, oh, well maybe, you know, like just buy him 40 different, you know, things from the dollar store. And I'm like, yeah, that would work, except that I'm now flying out. Well, we'll get into that a little bit later. So I'm like, you're gonna fit all that stuff in your suitcase, plus what you have, plus I'm bringing my Chicky Nuggies birthday stuff for her first birthday. I'm like, yeah, no. I'm like, you're gonna have to, you know, have 2 freaking bags, you know, and pay for 2 bags to. I'm like, yeah, okay. So I'm trying to think of something that I can give him that, one's not gonna cost an arm and a leg, or like something I could make, like 40 reasons why. Ooh, I know, maybe 40 reasons why you're a great brother instead of best brother. But then I'm like, can you think of 40 reasons why? And I started like thinking, and I was like, So I was hoping maybe you guys could maybe give me some ideas, help me out here. I'm not leaving until July 18th. So, I mean, I have some time to work on it. Not a lot of time, but I do have some time. But yeah, that literally hit me today, and I was like, oh, that would be freaking awesome. And then the weekend came, right? Yeah, I don't know. I went from talking about how I was talking to my Chicky Nuggie on the phone, and yeah, I don't know. It is what it is, guys. We're just kind of all over the place here. I'm trying. And then the weekend came, and I don't know what happened, but like my motivation to get up out of my bed, like I swear, like me and my bed were like, I don't know, like we were like in some rendezvous love relationship this weekend, like, and I did not want to get out of it. I wasn't sick. It wasn't that I was overly tired. But yeah, both Saturday and Sunday I slept until 2 p.m. Not because I didn't hear my alarm, like, oh, I heard it and I hit snooze. And then it woke me up, and I hit snooze again, and I hit snooze a couple more times. And then I just said, screw this alarm, and I just turned it off. Yeah, so like I said, I don't know why. Like, and like I said, I wasn't that like I was exhausted or tired. Like, I don't know. I guess I just, you know, needed to spend a little, you know, one-on-one time with my bed. I don't know. I enjoyed it. Me and my bed had a wonderful weekend together. It wrapped me up in all of its coziness and loveliness. I don't freaking know. Excuse me. And so then, you know, so on Saturday, 2 p.m. comes, and I look at the time, and I'm like, all right, Naomi, like, you need to get your lazy butt, like, out of bed and pretend to be a functioning adult. So I got out of bed, and I decided to vacuum. So I vacuumed, And then my youngest son, he came over. That's Jerry or Jeremiah. I don't know. I go back and forth. He came over to drop off his laundry, and I was like asking him. I was like, I'm like, well, do you want me to order something to eat? Da 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 da. And I was like, I'm like, I'm really in the mood for pizza. I'm like, but really the only good, like, around me, there was this one pizza place, and they used to have really good pizza, and then they started renovations, and they've been, like, renovating it for, like, oh my gosh, I want to say almost 2 years now. Like, it's really been that long that they've been renovating it, and, like, that place went downhill so bad. And I used to love it. I loved their pizza. It reminded me of, like, the pizza I could get from Pennsylvania. So other than that place, like, the only other places, are, like, your chain pizzas, like Domino's, or I don't know if they have Pizza Slut. That's what I call Pizza Hut, because I don't, nah. No, I don't like their pizza. I don't think they have that. So there's, like, Domino's, Papa John's, Little Caesars. I'm like, really the only good places, or somewhat decent places, Little Caesars. And he's like, I don't want that. And I'm like, I really want pizza. Well, he's a delivery driver for this pizza place in Sarasota. So I was like, well, how far away is your work? And he's like, not that far. And I'm like, come on, we're going to go get pizza. Like, I want pizza, because he was telling me that where he works, like, the pizza there reminds him, of pizza that we used to get, like, in Pennsylvania. Or, not like it, but it's the closest thing. It's the closest thing I could freaking find, right? So we go there, and I'm trying to figure out, what I want. We're sitting there, and I swear, like, everybody that works with him had to walk past our table. I'm thinking, like, oh my gosh, like, what do they think, we're on a date? Like, come on, and it was obvious, like, they weren't doing that with anybody else's table, right? So I'm like, good Lord. So, like, this, like, the waiter comes over, and he was like a nice kid. He kind of, like, around my son's age. And, I'm, like, asking him, like, what the size of the pizza is. And he's like, well, there's, like, personal, like, kind of, like, getting a guesstimate of, like, is your personal, like, is it small, or is it, like, a bigger personal, should I go with the small? And he was like, so he comes back, like, with the size pizza boxes. He's like, this is a personal. And as soon as he said that, I was like, oh no, honey. I'm like, I don't need that. I'm like, I need the bigger one, right? Because that's how bad I wanted pizza. So, the pizza comes out, and it's, oh my gosh, it was good. It was so good that my fat butt decided that I'm going to order a personal calzone to go too, right? Yes. I just did not care. I was like, oh my gosh, good freaking food. So that's, what I did on Saturday. Told you guys I slept till 2 on Sunday because, why not? I wound up, the rest of the day just diamond painting, and I binged watched season 4 of This Is Us, and I'm still trying to find the person that was cutting onions around me, because, oh my good Lord, I might have shed a few tears here and there, like, oh man. So yeah, now I'm on season 5, and yeah, yep, I don't know, I used to watch it all the time, and then I don't know, I just kind of got away from it, and I think I started watching a lot more YouTube, and I kind of stopped watching TV. So that's what I did. And then, I'm getting ready for bed. I walk into my bedroom. I turn on the light, and tell me why there is another freaking spider on my bedroom wall, on my bedroom ceiling. Like, no F no, right? No, fuck no, I can't. Like, nope, I'm not. No, no, no. I wish I could say that was the only, freaky creature that I saw, this week. But no, guys, it gets worse. It gets freaking worse. So, I pull out my Raid and I sprayed the holy crap out of the spider until he fell down from the ceiling. And I then, scooped him up with toilet paper, smashed him, and flushed him down the toilet to make sure he never returned again. Right? Yeah. Then, I was up because I couldn't sleep. I was so afraid, you know what I mean, that in my sleep, like, these freaking spiders were going to be coming out of the walls, out of the ceilings, like, and I don't even know where these spiders are coming from. So the 3 that I have found in my bedroom so far, they're always on my ceiling. So I'm like, where are they coming from? So I was like, that's it. We need to go get some, bug spray. Like, these people at the condos, like, I don't know what my landlord's paying the HOA for, because they ain't spraying for shit. Like, nope. So I'm like, I will take it upon myself. I will spray around my area. Like, I don't do bugs. No. Like, the bugs, they can stay outside. Like, I'm fine. I don't want to say I'm fine with them outside, but I'll tolerate them outside because, that's their home. I get that. But when you come into my home, like, you will get sprayed with whatever I can find the closest. Like, and these spiders that have been in my room, like, I'm not talking small spiders. Like, no, not like, these are not your typical house spiders. Like, I don't know if there's like a gym or something, like a little spider gym somewhere like around my house that I'm not aware of, because these things are like buff and, oh God, no. Yeah, no. And then, so I finally fell asleep, and then I got up for work on Monday, did my, normal Monday thing, except, the bank was closed. So I felt off because it was like, I did the payroll and got it all ready and, to run to the bank on Tuesday morning. But I felt off because I didn't go to the bank that day. It it messed with me a little bit. And then I was thinking about it, and I was like, I'm like, with the way gas prices are and the way they just keep going up, because I was originally going to drive to Pennsylvania, because one, I would have my vehicle. I wouldn't have to rent a vehicle. And 2, I could fit more in my car. I could take more with me, compared to on a plane. So, but I was just like, I'm like, that's really a long drive, because I was going to leave Monday night. And I was like, okay, and then you'll get there, because by the time you stop, I pull over to sleep in a rest area for a couple of hours. I'm like, but by the time I get there, it's going to be Tuesday evening, and all I'm going to want to do is sleep. I'm like, the drive, it's exhausting. It is really freaking exhausting, especially to do by yourself. And I've done it a couple times. So I know, like, and it throws my schedule off, because when I do that drive, I like to leave at night, and I get like a lot of miles in at night, because there's less people on the road, all that. So what winds up happening is I stay up all night, driving, but then, I would do the same thing driving back from Pennsylvania, and then I got to get up and go to work, and I'm like, no, I can't do that, because I know I'm going to have a lot of stuff that I'm going to need to do, when I get back, just playing, catch up from not being there for a week. So I was like, well, let me, see, what what the cost of flights are. I'm like, you know, and if there's a reasonable priced one, like, I'll book it. So I go and I look, and they had one for, I think it was like $175.99. So basically $176. I got a round trip ticket from Florida to Pennsylvania, Pennsylvania back to Florida. And I was like, you know what? I'm like, at this point, I'm like, I'm just going to book it and I'll rent a car. Now, the last time, well, one, I've never rented a car, but, you know, I've been with people who have, and I think the last time, you know, that might have been like in the early 2000s. So I don't know what I was thinking the price of, you know, renting a vehicle would be, but good night, Irene. Right, so to rent, and this is just like, you know, like your standard compact freaking car. It's like 36 something dollars a week. I mean, a day. Yeah, I mean, if it was $36 a week, I would freaking jump on that in a heartbeat. So, but like, and it came out like with tax and all that, it's like 300 some freaking dollars, and I'm like, holy freaking bananas! Like, good night. So yeah, so I booked the ticket. Now I'm saving up to rent a vehicle, and I know that it probably would be cheaper to rent a vehicle than, you know, at the airport, because, you know, they're probably charging you more for the freaking convenience of it. But I'm trying to make it where, like, somebody doesn't have to come pick me up at the airport, and then somebody doesn't have to drive me to a rental car place, you know, and somebody doesn't have to take me to go drop the rental car off, and, you know, and then take me to the airport. So, like, I'm trying to be, like, considerate there, because I'm like, if I just rent the car from the airport, I can just take the car back when I got to catch my flight, drop it off, bada bing, bada boom. I don't interrupt anybody's life, because flying in, like, they would be off of work, but it's kind of like a busy time, and, you know, so I'm like, oh no, because I think I'm getting in like around 8 at night, so it's not really a busy time, but still, you know what I mean, like, it's just, but then when I go to leave, my flight takes off, I think at like 1:19 the following Monday in the afternoon. And people are at work, you know what I mean? I don't want to ask somebody to take off, and let me tell you, I ain't calling no damn Uber. Not after, you know what? No. Nope. No. Yeah, no. I don't know. I'll figure it out. So I still have, I'm leaving, it's like the second or third week in July. Like, I already got plans. I'm spending the night, a couple nights at my one best friend's house. I'm seeing my other best friend the Wednesday. So I'll be in PA for like 2 days, but she works, but she's always off on Wednesday. So I'm gonna spend the day with her, and oh my gosh, I can't freaking wait. Like, I do. I just need that, to be around family, just to be around my best friends, and just laugh and be goofy. And yeah, I'm going to see if they will, I don't know if they would do like a Wip Chat with me, or like me, I don't know, maybe ask them some questions, or, you know, see if they don't mind if, you know, I put them on the channel. I'm pretty sure my one friend won't. My other one, I don't think she will, but she might. I don't know. I'll figure it out. I'm also trying to figure out if I'm gonna do a Wip Chat that week or not. Because, you know, that would be a lot. I think I keep going back and forth, because I'm like, I love doing the Wip Chat videos, but at the same time, I'm like, Naomi, you're on vacation, and you're going to go see family and friends, you know, that you haven't seen And like my one best friend, I haven't seen her since October of 2019. So it's been almost 3 years. My other best friend, I saw her briefly for a couple hours the last time I went up there for work. And I mean, I went up there just to like file the freaking taxes and drove back home. And that was in January of 2020. So I'm just, oh, I can't freaking wait. I'm going to see if I can get, recording some of the shenanigans. I'm going to have to tell my one best friend, I'll be like, look, we're going to have to drive around town screaming obscenities out the freaking window. So, yes, it's, oh gosh, I can't wait. I'm so freaking excited. Like, oh man, I can't even, I can't wait. Like, and July is like right around the corner, and the next thing I know, it will be here. You know, I got to figure out what I'm going to pack. I got to pack Roscoe Rooney a bag. And yeah, Roscoe Rooney's going to be staying with my Uncle Bob and Aunt Joanne and my mama. So he'll be fine. You know, I'll just give him the instructions. I'll be like, he likes his peanut butter and jelly right before bed. Well, I got to watch how loud I say that. He's snoozing right now. I don't think he heard me. You know, mix like 2 tablespoons of, pack up his toys, pack up his cooling mat, you know, the whole kit caboodle. And I think I'm going to, even though my flight leaves, it's like around 5 that Monday, I think I'm going to drop him off with my uncle. I think maybe Sunday night, just that way it's easier than trying to, because I'm going to have to work on Monday. I'm going to have to leave work a little bit early to make sure, you know, I'm at the airport on time. You know, so instead of basically having to take a half day drive past the airport, drop him off, because it's probably about a half an hour drive past the airport to go to my uncle's, and then drive, you know, a half an hour back the other way to get to the airport on Monday. Like, because, you know, whenever you're catching a flight, you know, you try to be as prepared as possible. I mean, at least with me, like, I try to pack the night before so everything's ready, but you're always rushing around, right? Like, no matter how prepared you think you are, you are not prepared, right? So on Monday, I also went to Walmart. And if you remember, you know, the spiders, you know, I've decided that they need to go. And I am not, you know, the people here aren't spraying or something, because also the other thing is we have these things called no-see-ums. They're like tiny little freaking like fly chigger. I don't freaking know. But they're basically like a little tiny invisible mosquito is kind of like the best way to describe them. And oh my gosh, have they been like eating me alive. Like, I go to take Roscoe out in the morning, and I must be like a delicacy, because I get bit like at least 3 to 4 times when I'm out there in the morning. And then like in the afternoon, I don't get bit. But then like at night, oh my gosh, I get just eaten up, and I can't stand it anymore. So when I was at Walmart, or no, did I go to, I'm sorry, I'm skipping ahead. I did this on Tuesday. So Tuesday, you know, I am sitting there doing my work, and I realize it's Tuesday, and I realize that, oh crap, I almost forgot to go to the bank. Like, I got to go to the bank. So I go to the bank, and I get, you know, this one teller, and I swear, like, it seems like, doesn't matter where I'm at in line, the line could be short, small, you know, sometimes he's the only teller, sometimes there's 2 or 3, but it seems like 9 out of 10 times I always get this one guy. I mean, and he's awesome. His name's Gabriel. As you can tell, that's how often, you know, I deal with him. And we were somehow how did it get started? Oh, I think I was telling him about how I used to park on the one side of the bank, but ever since I got my new car, I park in a different section. I'm like, because there's another Hyundai. I'm like, and it looks just like my car. I'm like, and every time I park over there, and I told him, I was like, it's got to be one of the employees here because it's always here. I'm like, and every time, I go, like I leave and go to get in my car, I'm like, I walk up to this car and I pull on the car handle and I realize it's not my car. Like, thank goodness an alarm doesn't go off or anything like that. But like, I just feel like an idiot because it's like, how many times can you walk up to this wrong freaking car and try to open it? Like, yeah. So I now, park on a different part of the parking lot. And I was telling him about, and I also like to find my car in a parking lot, how I have this, the window decal of Betty White in it. And so we were talking about the Golden Girls, and then somehow, and when I go to deposit the checks, there's 6 checks that I deposit. So I'm there a little bit longer, than at least on Mondays, than your usual transaction. So we were talking about the Golden Girls, and then somehow wound up like talking about The Godfather. Like, I don't know, you know what I mean? But it's nice to have like a little rapport with the people you deal with because, they can help you out sometimes. So yeah. So that was Tuesday. And then Tuesday I went to Walmart and I decided that I was going to buy bug spray. Oh no, wait. Did I buy the bug spray Tuesday? No, you know what? I bought it Friday. I bought it Friday when I went to Walmart. My bad. But it kept raining over the weekend, so I wasn't going to, waste my money on freaking buying this bug spray and going outside and spraying it, because let me tell you, that it ain't cheap. I got to find the other bag of drills for this color. But it kept raining, so then on... So Monday, I'm sorry, I keep jumping all over the place. Just bear with me, guys. My brain it's starting to go on vacation mode, so you're going to have to bear with me. So on Monday morning, I went out, you know what I mean, and all the neighbors were at work and all that, and I made sure, the HOA couldn't see me. But at the same time, I'm like, look, you know what I mean, I'm getting freaking bugs, and I'm getting eaten up alive, like... I don't know if you guys pay somebody to do this, but like they're not doing it. Like, no. But I also I live in like a corner where like nobody goes, so I'm like, yeah, you know what? Like they might be doing it in other spots of the development and just think, "Oh, nobody comes over here," like, and they just skip my spot like in the corner. So I get the bug spray, and it's not supposed to rain on Monday. That's what the weatherman said on Sunday. That's what they said Monday morning. So I go out there, I spray, and I mean, like, and I got bit a few times as those mofos were dying, but I was like, that'll be the last time you bite me. Wouldn't you know? What happens on Monday night? I'm talking torrential freaking downpour. I was like, oh, good night. Like, I can't. So when I went out there Tuesday, you know what I mean? I got bit a little bit, but not as bad. So I think I might have to get another thing, spend like another 20 freaking bucks. But it's worth it with not getting these like itchy bites and like, oh my God, they itch. And oh, I hate it. I hate it. So, now going back to Tuesday, I talked to the guy at the bank. Then I went to Wally World, and I finally remembered to get Roscoe his peanut butter and jellies. I gotta say that softly, because if he hears me, he will turn into a wild animal, and we can't be having none of that. And I give it to him, and he eats them while. So every night, he has long hair and I can get him groomed, but you know what? Honestly, like, I don't like the way he looks with all of his hair cut short. So now I do have to kind of shave him down a little bit because it is getting warm here. But when I take him to the groomer, like, they shave it all off. And I'm like, my God, my dog's going to need freaking sunscreen to go outside. So I'll probably wind up doing that this weekend. But what I do is to let me, like, brush him, because he's not a fan of getting brushed. He's not a fan of anything to do with his ears, brushing his ears, cleaning his ears, none of that. But you give him that peanut butter and jelly, and he's still not a fan of it, but he's more focused on that like I can get a couple, you know, brush strokes in and, you know, get his ears and all that. And yeah, so that's kind of what they are for. But I'll give him a break when I'm on vacation. He'll still get them and not have to be tortured about trying to get brushed or get his ears cleaned. I won't make my uncle or my mom or my Aunt Joanne try to do that, because one, I know the last time I took him to the groomer, like the vets and the groomer, like when they go to look at his ears, he growls at them. He's never bitten them. And it's the same with his paws. He doesn't like them messing with his paws. He growls at them. Like, he doesn't bite. He doesn't snip or snap. He's just, I'm the only one that he will let, you know what I mean, mess with his feet and mess with his ears. Anybody else, like, he growls at them. And I'm like, it's a scary growl, because I'm like, dude, I've never heard you do that before. And then, so last night, you know, I go to take Roscoe out for his last potty break of the night. I open my door, and there is a mother humping freaking snake right there. The dog's already outside, you know what I mean? Like, I freaking screamed, I jumped, I scared the crap out of the snake, I scared the crap out of the dog. I'm pretty sure I scared the crap out of my freaking neighbors. Like, my first instinct was to shut the door, but then I realized that the dog was already out there, and I'm like, what if he goes after this snake and the snake gets him? So I'm yelling at Roscoe to get his butt inside. Oh, God. Yes, No. So, yes. So then, you know, after that mild cardiac arrest, I mean, I had my flashlight and I was shining because the snake, like, slithered into the bushes, like, next to my door. And I was like, oh, God, I gotta walk past it and then walk back again. Like, oh, God. So I'm, like, shining my flashlight, being on the lookout for this freaking snake. And so I come home, you know, I get inside after, you know, my mild cardiac arrest over there. And, yeah, and then, you know, I'm like, okay, I think it's time to go to bed now. So I go to bed. I wake up this morning, you know, at work. I'm like, I don't know what these builders think that, like, I don't go back and, did I put that color away? I sure did, and I did not fill it up. I put the empty container away, and there's still, like, I have another bag of drills I gotta add to it. But, like, I don't know what these builders think that, like, so, like, this one builder, she sent a message yesterday, and it was, like, right before, it was, like, basically, like, I was almost done work, you know, and I'm like, and I bet you she did that for a reason. All right, let me just open this up here. Sorry for the crinkling, guys. I gotta find this freaking color. $38.49. Bada bing, bada boom. So this builder, like, she emails me yesterday right before I'm getting done work. And my boss had already collected the check and like deposited it. And she was like, oh, we overpaid you for this. You know, we overpaid you $500 on this one job, blah, 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 blah. She's like, and I look at, you know, and I'm like, no, they didn't overpay us, you know. And then like, so I'm like, yeah, no, you didn't overpay us. I'm like, you know, our proposal says this. And she's like, well, this is what our purchase order says. And I'm like, okay. So this morning, you know, I put on my, you know, detective, you know, gear. Believe me, y'all don't want me on the case, because I will, no. So I go, you know, and I'm looking at their proposal or their purchase order. And I'm like, you know, because at first, you know what I mean? I'm thinking like when I entered the estimate in for the billing, you know, did I key in the wrong number by accident? Nope, that wasn't the case. So I look at our, you know, proposals that we sent them to bid on the job. So the first proposal was dated from like October of 2020, okay? So 2 years old, right? 2 freaking years old. So I'm like, well, did she get the pricing from that? I'm like, because if so, you know, whew, like you know that pricing's not good after 2 years, and all the material increases that have gone up, like stuff has really gone up. So I look at that and I add those numbers up, and it doesn't come to the number that they have on their purchase order. And on the one, like, and in their purchase order, they have like that we were doing the windowsills. And in the very first proposal we sent to them, it just had porches, no windowsills. Then we rebid it because I sent it February 1st. All right, January 31st. I sent this proposal, you know, with the new pricing. And I'm, you know what I mean? And I add them up, and I'm like, no, that's not right. You know, like, so then I was like, well, did they take the old house, you know what I mean, and add with the porch on it and come up? Nope, that didn't make sense. So, like, I emailed them over, and I'm like, you know, hey, like, and, like, in a lengthy email, I more or less described, like, look, this proposal was dated 10 of 22. It expired 12 of 22. The job was loaded February of 2022. Like, this revised proposal was sent out. It was either January 31st or February 1st of 22. I'm like, so, you know, and when I add up the numbers, even if I add it up this way, you know what I mean? I'm like, it does not come up with the number you guys have. So where did you get that number? Right? And then, so she sends it over to the guy, you know, because she's kind of like me, like where she just gets what she gets from the guys, you know. Or I'm a little more in tune with it, but she goes and, you know, and then he comes back and he was like, oh, you know, well, Dan, that's my boss, you know, he agreed to that pricing. And then I look at when their purchase order, or their PO was issued. It was issued January 28th. So, and I pointed that out to my boss today. I was like, so we sent this over, and like I said, was it January 31st or February 1st? Either way, when we sent the revised bid over for the new pricing, it was like 2 to 3 days after they created their PO. So I'm like, yeah, no, that don't make sense. And I kind of like, I didn't piss my boss off, but it pissed him off because he didn't catch that. And that's the stuff where I'm like, honey, you don't want me. No. Like, no, we ain't ripping. No. I want to get paid, and we don't do work for free, because if we did work for free, I wouldn't get paid, and I want to be able to feed my dog, and he's spoiled, and he likes his peanut butter and jellies. Like, you tell my dog he can't have his peanut butter and jellies. Like I said, nope. But all right, guys, I've run my mouth enough. I'm going to hop on out of here. If you're new to the channel and you liked what you saw, hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell. And don't forget to give the video a thumbs up. And I'll see you next time, guys. Bye!